Difference between thieves and crooks. A lesson learned from me and you. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with an Earth 2 and OMI update video. Everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. You're all my bays. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. So for those of you that are new, I do a quick monologue for the first 5, 10-ish minutes of the video. I'll go over the content I need to go over, and then afterwards it is just a Q&A from that point on for those of you that are just looking for my actual content. So here we go. We do have a little bit of breaking news with Earth 2 that if you've been living under a rock and you're in the Earth 2 community and you haven't checked it out, they had leaked yesterday or maybe it was even last night, and I went over it this morning. They Ari Realty won the Randy tattoo. They had leaked basically, and Ari Realty did a video of this. Guidebook Gaming just got done talking about it. There's multiple people, I think Earth 2 Meta did as well, talking about the ore and the gold and the wood and the fresh water that we're able to get as far as resources. And that's one of the catalysts that's going to make us go to the moon. And as per the title, as per the thumbnail, basically saying that, yeah, this is going to be one of the best investments that you can make. Again, in my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but in the ideas of that catalyst in conjunction with, again, crypto isn't even out yet. When the crypto is announced and when it comes out, that'll be to the moon. And I think I was wrong when I had said what I hypothesized during that during their timeline would be, a couple weeks they'd announce the credit cards, how we can get those, ship them out, and then they'd announce a crypto, and then they'd announce Essence in phase 2. But when Ari Realty posted his video on Earth 2 users group or the official community, and Earth 2 actually responded to the video. I don't think I've ever responded to any one of my videos, but they responded to his video and they say, wow, this vid is fire, this vid is great. Like, they didn't correct him, and Ari Realty specifically said, even in the title, Earth 2 resources phase 2 coming soon, like within a couple of days soon. And they did not correct him. That was a perfect time to be like, hey, that's not exactly our timeline, but again, they didn't correct him. So that would be wild if they spring that up on us, where I'm definitely not ready for it. I literally don't have enough funds to go do that. But after that, just some other news, and I promise I'll get to OMI and VV in a second. There's much to go over there. But for those of you that don't know, like I said, I'm in the high end in Pokemon cards. The high end collectibles that in Pokemon sell for only a couple $100,000. Maybe if you have a bulk deal, it can go for 7 figures. But for the most part, it's pretty low relative to baseball, sports cards, stuff that goes for 7 figures on the daily, which is also dwarfed and writ small by regular art. And we had that NFT a couple of weeks ago that sold for $69 million. One of the first NFTs. I think it was like the first tweet ever, or even it was that Metakoven, a guy from Singapore who collects digital art. And what do you do with digital art? With art that you can't really put anywhere in your house? Well, if there's a platform where you could put it, such as Earth 2, saying we were able to integrate, we were able to put whatever we want, upload images, that's going to be one of the main places to put them. And again, digital art isn't where normal art is yet. Normal art, we just had a Picasso painting sell either today or yesterday in New York City for over $100 million. And that's not, is that normal? No, but for a Picasso painting, yes. That's actually the 5th painting to sell for over 9 figures. 9 figures meaning $100 million or above. And that's the type of FU Oprah rich money that people have. Again, where are those people going to put certain NFTs? Which again, this guy has 9 figures, Metakoven, 9 figures worth of digital art. Well, where is he going to put that? If you have something if you have something that you can't show anywhere else, you're going to want to show it off. And doing it in the virtual universe, in that virtual metaverse, is going to be huge. Because again, you don't have to worry about fire. You don't have to worry about water damage or getting stolen. It's there. It's your, like, the only way they could damage it is if they come to your house or wherever you're keeping that NFT and they destroy that thing that holds it. I think maybe, again, if you have crypto in let's say in a MetaMask, and you take my phone and chuck it in a river, okay, well, thankfully I have backups in that MetaMask on a different phone. I don't think nothing's going to happen to that OMI collectible. Speaking of OMI, speaking of that VV and Akomi thing, there are so many other people talking about on the VV and Akomi homepages saying, hey, some people are saying, and this is a quote that I read earlier today, some people are saying that it's going to take years just to get to 25 cents. well, why would I do that? It's like, do you realize that that is 50x of where you are now, 50 times what you put into it right now, because that half a penny. The audacity, the idiocy of moronics of some people that just don't know patience, and they don't know the again, holding long term is what's going to make you rich. Yeah, you could flip, you can go chase that. For some people, it does work out, but for most, it doesn't. For most, it's just they're constantly in that chase, in that groove, and they don't get the time to enjoy their funds. Because they're always constantly working. Like you're gonna have to continue working forever if you keep doing that. The risk is a lot heavier when you go and chase that pump, and then the gains are a lot smaller as opposed to holding for years at a time. So again, even though I don't think it'll take years to go to 25 cents, maybe one or two, yeah, the fact that some people are so impatient, saying no, that they want 100x gains in a week, like that's just unrealistic. Maybe if you do it once, okay, that's unrealistic to do that multiple times in a row. Again, maybe some people get lucky. Maybe 1% of 1% can do that, but for the most part, you can't do that. A lot of people think that, yeah, because they watch a couple videos on crypto, that they think they're an expert, the same way that they were a real estate expert, last year, or they were a influencer expert, and just I see these 20-year-olds trying to be life coaches. Like, dude, you haven't even lived, you've barely lived life. And now, again, maybe that person, emancipated themselves at 16, and maybe they, were down here, now they're up here, started from the bottom, now they're up here. But for the most part, you just can't do that. So just a little rant and rave. So I'm going to move on to the Q&A of this subject. Enough about me. But Celio says hello, Dashy. Our Realty says hello, Trashy. Oh, so I was over at Guidebook Gaming before this, which if you do not know Guidebook Gaming, they're do Class 1 giveaways. I actually won one, so when I'm there and I win one, I do what's called a re-roll, and then they re-roll again to give that Class 1 property to someone else. Yeah, link down below for them over at Twitch. Now, moving on after that. Oh yeah, the reason I brought them up is because when Shane had that tweet about the plates of gold and all that, he might have just been referencing actual gold that's coming out, or Tech Ops has hypothesized that it could be tile art. Maybe somebody had plates of gold because they're not coming in plates of gold because of the tile art. I was trying to interpret his tweet, and I'm trying to do it all on what I was very drunk when he tweeted that, and I was like, okay, all these things are capitalized, so something like, and of course people think GoChain, but I'm just like, cow galley, and so they made fun of me. So that became a hashtag earlier on Guidebook Gaming. It was just for the cows. So if anyone wants to make fun of me, you totally can. Maxwell Cook says, Randy. Evil Hong, what's going on? How's it going? Harry Realty wants to get a Randy Chavez tattoo. Yeah, by all means, they're all the rage now. So go and get one and be part of the club. I don't know if I'd ever get one. I think only Mike Tyson has like Mike on his right bicep. I think he's one of the only people that has a tattoo of himself. I don't know if I'd get that. HG Rock Online says, Big Randy, meow. How's it going? Yeah, so when I was going on and saying like, yeah, 50x in a couple of years, which again is incredible, you're not getting that from the S&P 500. You're not getting that from the stock market. You're not getting that from any well-known company, because any well-known company that is already worth $100 billion, they can't go 50x and be worth, $5 trillion in 2 years. That's just not possible. But if they go and, like again, Tesla maybe worth 600 billion, maybe 500 now, give or take. I think they'll be worth a $6 trillion company by 2030. Again, that's 9 years away. That's only 10xing, which is extraordinarily hard to do. But they're in so many things. That's why I think they can do that. Earth 2 coin, again, hey, I got 10 likes. Thank you very much. Again, when that happens, you're just seeing, again, the coin when that's introduced is going to go through the moon just because it's a digital in-game currency. But again, when you have these giant places that you can go in and buy for tiles, not even including the currency, and you could rent it out to these billionaires that like maybe they don't want anything themselves. Maybe they're just like, yeah, I want these people like falling over me, and yeah, there's a museum. If they're paying 9 figures for a piece of art, they probably don't care about the $10 a month they have to pay you for rent on Earth 2. Again, just my opinion. Squidcat says resources. Yes, resources to the moon. God, I can't wait for that. And you saw in that screenshot on that one thing, okay, the guy's got surrounded by water, so he's got fresh water, he's got wood, he's got gold in there, he's got ore. So it seems like you don't need a lot of tiles in order to get a bunch of different things. If ice is a commodity, I am king. I'm literally king on that because I think I have more tiles in Antarctica than anyone else. So yeah, that'll definitely be huge. Um, I don't know what else you get in Antarctica. Maybe you get probably fresh water. Maybe there's some oil down there. I mean, there's oil in Alaska, so there's probably oil down there. I don't know what the research scientists do in Antarctica. America has a base down there where they can go. And actually, my old job used to go there. I didn't. It was like a special duty tour for a year. It's insane. Vasily says you forgot your password to E2. How do you forget that? Yeah, definitely email Earth2. Definitely email them and say like, hey, what's going on? Been that long since I've logged onto it. Oh man, wow. Alan Moore says, howdy, thanks for that reroll tonight. No problem, Alan Moore. Did you win? Did you win? If you won, I hope you won. Picasso paintings are ugly, says Vasilio. Well, they're famous because he was, again, I don't want to say ahead of his time, but definitely not a product of his time. It's definitely someone that just thought differently. You know, someone that saw the world extraordinarily just different than everyone else did. Like, you know, that joke about him when you know, Picasso's friend shows a picture of his wife to Picasso, and Picasso says, oh, your wife is small and flat. Because she, you know, that's how he sees the world. That's how he sees the picture. Raythax with a $20 super chat saying, hello, Dashi. Thank you, Raythax, for saying hi to Dashi. You're always there for me, my brother. Moving on. Yeah, so Picasso, again, anyone that changes the world like that with their art is, I attribute that. I was telling my girlfriend before, I was on the phone with her. I was watching a video yesterday. I don't know what it was. I was watching a bunch of videos last night trying to fall asleep, technically early this morning. And it was about this person that just had a canvas like this, and in the canvas just put 4 dots over here and started painting, 4 dots over here, started painting, and the whole video was maybe like 9-12 minutes or whatever. And I had piano music in the background, and I feel like nobody busy, and I see this all the time. I see this on the subway. Actually, the first date I had with my girlfriend, I was running a little late, but I think so was she, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I get off of the LIRR in Grand Central Station, or I think it was Grand Central Station, or I'm sorry, in Penn Station. And then these 2 guys who I found on Instagram, one had a cello, one had a violin, and they were playing Canon in D. And if nobody has heard that, you know, just the mathematics and just the euphoria that you get while listening to that, or anything, just appreciating art. I love it, but I actually feel sad for people that just walking by and just not appreciating that, you know, that live music. Actually had the same thing similar happen with my girlfriend when she officially became my girlfriend, and it was just she was like sleeping on top of my arms, like, my arm's dying. But then I just realized, okay, well, nobody else, I guess, appreciated the miracle that was next to me, and my heart kind of weeped for them. It's like, oh man, they don't know. She's funny. Nobody knows that until you get to know her. Vasilio says, I'd take Kripkins anytime over Picasso. Are you kidding me, Vasilio? Kripkins are like $5 to make. Probably not even. Again, Picasso's worth 9 figures. I can understand if you appreciate the artwork and you like that it's interactive. Actually, yeah, it beats it in every way. You know, it's probably a little more pleasant to look at. You don't have to think too hard about what Picasso was trying to do. And again, it's interactive. That's going to be something that's going to make you money. I guess a Picasso painting, you could charge people, oh, you know, give me $20 and you can look at it. Like, oh, all right. You know, I do that. I don't think I've ever seen a Picasso painting in real life. Copper on Fire says, hello, Dashi. Hello, Randy. What's up, Copper on Fire? Family's Camping says, my wife has her own name on her ankle. That's boss, man. That's just gangster. So I'll tell you why she's awesome. Evil Hong says, it must be fresh water. In Antarctica? Probably. Again, Raythax, thank you so much for that $20 super chat. That means the world to me. Alan Moore says, yes, your reroll gave me Misfit Moore a win. Thanks. You're welcome, Alan Moore. Now, I don't know if that was I don't know where that Class 1 giveaway was, but definitely, when you can, buy in Chavez Topia. Gonna be the best megacity ever. Copper on Fire says, Randy, Antarctica has a very large deposit of coal and sedimentary iron. Is coal going to be in the game? Because again, I when I think of the game, especially game developers at Silicon Valley, I think they're very far left. I think they want to get away from coal, although there's going to be oil there, so fossil fuels probably isn't a huge concern for them. Again, it's Earth 2, it's digital. But yeah, that'd be great. If I get we can get a whole bunch of coal, we can get a whole bunch of iron, we can make weapons. I actually want to have a weapons store. Yeah, we're gonna have a weapons market, but a museum for weapons as well would be really cool. Similar to how in Rivendell in Lord of the Rings, you see a Isildur sword, the sword that cut the ring from Sauron's hand, and eventually it becomes Aragorn's after Lord Elrond, reforges it. But that's something that I want to have in Chavez-topia. Like, oh, did you have an amazing battle in PvP in the Warring World? Well, guess what? You could put your armor here. You could put your things here on display. Like, this is the battle that won the battle for all battles. Chavez-topia versus the Kraken, or it's Gibraltar versus Alpha Kingdom. Nameless versus British guy Dorkslayer. You could have those outfits, be able to have those weapons, and see them on display, because history is made every day, and it is a brand new chapter every single week. Every single day that happens, is something new happens in Earth 2, in virtual reality in general, but definitely in Earth 2 as well. And like I said, Kripken. So more about Vive. Taps trade taps. I keep forgetting what he says. He did a video review of Cryptomaniac. And Cryptomaniac, what he did, he went and he basically, all the pictures that Vivi put out where you can't really see some of them, he took the sliver of that and he's like, oh, you know what? This picture is actually from DC Titans. So DC Titans is going to be one of the, I don't know if it's going to be one of the next drops, but they're definitely going to announce it soon. For those of you that haven't seen it, DC Titans is kind of a live action of Teen Titans, where it's, it was really good. It was reminiscent of a little bit of the old Teen Titans. People have an issue with Teen Titans Go, which again I'm not a huge fan of. Although I saw the movie with a couple of friends, and it was really funny. It was really funny. Flash is like eating grass at some point, like just, it was stupid, but it was funny. But the show takes itself very seriously, and it doesn't treat you like a kid. It treats you like a rational, thinking adult. Like, whoa, that is hardcore. Whoa, that's badass. That's like it's like, man, you need a breather when you're watching that, because it's very mature. It's very adult. It's actually not Teen Titans. There's maybe only 2 or 3 people. 2 people on there that's a teen. I think Raven's a teen, and I think Beast Boy's a teen. Everyone else is in their 20s. Starfire, I think, is even in her 30s. Yeah, moving on. Dr. Professor Kravinsky says, E2 to the moon! Aria Realty says, my Cardano is skyrocketing. Cardano is like, what, number 5 crypto? Something like that, right? It goes like Bitcoin, Ethereum, I think Binance Coin, and then Doge. I think Doge is number 4. And oh yeah, that's good. That is good protein shake right there. I was gonna have a glass of whiskey. I was gonna have a daddy beverage for you, but you know what? I have to run tomorrow. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, so I got a bunch of stuff to do. ADA, Cardano. Grandmaster Mawa says, what kind of jobs do you speculate may be created in E2, whether it's E2 related or not? Well, I definitely think if tunnels are going to be a thing, as per Nathaniel and Wolfgang. So I think if you don't want to, let's say if you have just 1,000 tiles, that might take a little while to tunnel, from one to the other. And by doing that, you're going to say like, okay, well, I don't want to do that for 1,000 tiles. I work all day. I can't. You pay a kid, like $5 an hour or whatever, and just, or you could just even say like, hey, I'll give you like a couple bucks an hour, and then whatever resources you find, you can keep on your account. While you do that, and just have them do that, tunnel for you, and so that thing in general, just with tunneling. But again, artwork is going to be so beautiful. The skins is good. People are underestimating the skins right now. What you can put on your avatar, what you could put on. If you have a pet that follows you, if they take the Among Us route, and on Among Us you have a little thing that could follow you, but the things that you put on your avatar, that's gonna be the biggest thing. People are gonna want to have people have underwear for every day of the week. Like, you think they're not gonna have skins for every single occasion? This is my battle armor skin. Go PvP, but not just PvP. This is my 1-on-1 battle armor. This is a 3-on-3 battle armor. This is a guild battle armor. People are gonna go nuts for that, especially kids. And especially like people like me who's kind of nerdy and have nothing to do, and that's just what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I'll pay kids for that. The designs, girls that are on Etsy and just people that are artistic will make the most amount of money. I hope that they are assertive enough and conscientious enough to say like, well, I'm charging you, not just people don't take advantage and say like, oh well, I'm really well known in the community. I'll just wear your stuff. You'll make one for me. Don't charge me, but then I'll wear your stuff and advertise for you. That'll be real good exposure. Like, no, come on guys, please don't do that. Well, I don't think anyone here is going to do that. But I just hope that the kids are. Maybe I should make a video. It's like, hey, if you're a young artist and you're going into this, here's what to do and here's what not to do to avoid getting taken advantage of. Um, yeah, they should definitely be compensated for their time. They do a lot, and again, it's art that something that previously didn't exist and now it does exist. They bring it into existence. That's an intelligence I don't have. I have zero artistic capability. Outside of that, just architecture and building. If you have a giant place, but your building is poop. Like, I'm not good at building in Minecraft. I'm not. My friend Lauren was amazing at building in Minecraft. Just I was like, oh my god, I am just blown away. I felt like a boomer. I felt like one of those adults that took their N64 and they were steering Mario Kart with 2 fingers instead of just doing it with your thumb. I hate those people, but I felt like that like while trying to build stuff in Minecraft. So definitely building is going to be something that's going to be a job. Outside of that, if you have, let's say, if you're like Nameless or King Tech Ups for Guidebook Gaming or like Aria Realty, and you have over 100,000 tiles and you can't manage it all, get a property manager, get someone to mine for you. Because again, when you have somebody that mines on your property, that's not yourself, it's not associated with you. Let's say, for example, you get 80% of whatever they mine, and they get 20% because they're doing it for you. You could just pay someone, be like, here's $1 or whatever, and it's like, mine everything under my account, and just pay them that way so that they get real money for it, and then you get all of those resources. Again, whichever or. Outside of that, you're probably going to have real estate brokers as well. You see all of these girls and all these guys on TikTok trying to promote their real estate license trying to tell them to get houses in Earth One. Yeah, get a loan on a house. Get something that you're going to pay 2 or 3% on, where it's only going to appreciate 3% a year. But then you have inflation on top. I do not believe in houses long term unless you're renting it out. And again, I'm saying this. I'm supposed to go into the business of Aria Realty in a few years as a real estate company. But again, if you're going to rent it out, which me and him are going to do, that you're losing money. You're losing money every single month. Something comes up. Oh, washer's broken up. Needs a new pipe. Oh, water line. Oh, septic tank. And again, if it'll appreciate 3% a year, 5% a year, but then inflation comes in and your money's worth a lot less. And again, you have to pay property taxes on it, which is basically takes out all of the. So again, that's just my own personal opinion. I will never buy a house unless I'm renting it out, unless I'm living in it and then renting out the other spaces. Just my opinion. But they're all going to come in as a job and then be virtual real estate managers. Exactly what's going to happen. Grandmaster Wawa, oh yeah, I just answered that. Dr. Professor Kubinski says, Randy, I kind of feel like I lost myself in the last few years. Not the same person anymore. Or at least I think so. That's why I went back to the roots and players video games all this week. Now I feel fed up with them and going to do something different tomorrow. Probably clean my room. I think I understand. Like every once in a while, like let's say like Star Fox back in the day, I would play it. God, I love that game so much. And I would fall out of it for a couple months, and then a friend would come over and was like, "Hey, you want to play Star Fox?" I'm like, yeah, I guess. All right. And then it's like I start playing it. Oh yeah, I forgot how awesome this was. Yeah, sometimes you just need a break. And again, if you have dogs and you have let's say it's got the same 5, 6 toys or whatever, you bring in new toys. You don't throw the old toys away, but you bring in new toys, and it's got and then after a month or so, bringing back the old toys, like, oh, I remember this toy, and they get excited about it. So I think everyone should play old games. I think everyone should spend at least a couple hours each month in another universe, in a video game. Yeah, you could make an argument. Well, what about a book? Well, great literature is often defined as when it takes you into a world that you wouldn't have otherwise known. So what are video games if not great literature? Again, with these amazing, vast worlds and communities, and and that's what Earth 2 is going to be as well. Again, in its own right. But Dr. Professor Kaminsky, definitely go and clean that room. Jordan Peterson says that'll make you feel good. Ira Realty says, I have a dentist appointment Monday. Great minds think alike. I made this appointment last year when I thought I'd be working still. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just do it. And I would be used to that schedule. But now I normally don't get up till a half hour before my stream. So. But streaming on weekends, again, I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow. I might not. You'll be surprised. Kevin Kyle says, hey Randy, What do you think about water tiles? It's not called Land 2, it's Earth 2. Earth is 2/3 water. Something tells me water tiles are seriously overlooked. I think so too, because there are more water. I think I mentioned this yesterday or this morning. There are more water tiles than there are anything else. So what I think will probably happen is people buy a bunch of water tiles and they'll just terraform it. Although if you terraform it, again, the developers have said that there might not be anyone to you might not get as much resources, or at least the resources that you get won't be able to be mined maybe like once every 6 hours, maybe mined once every 10 hours, what have you. If you that's if you terraform it, but if you leave it alone, you'll get more bonuses. Again, that's what they've been saying. That Professor Kabrinsky says, Randy, I come to a realization now. Back when I was younger, which isn't that far away since I'm only 20. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm a little jealous. I used to read books from time to time. The last book I read was probably 4 years ago. Maybe I should buy one and read it. Yeah, definitely. Some of the ones that I liked when I was younger, not ABCD. It was well, I guess we have Firefight. That was pretty cool. It's about this guy that has called Hercules Gene, and he's just like super strong. The Long Fall by Walter Mosley is really good. Not Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close, although I heard that was good too. Kite Runner was okay. I don't understand the hype behind Kite Runner. Like, I understand it, but I don't know. It was okay. I forget what it was, but it was about this. There's a different book that I'm trying to remember the name of. It was about this girl that had a really strict dad. She was Muslim, and her family was Muslim, just living in America. And not what I like about you. 10 things I hate about me, or something like that. And they basically, it was just about this girl adapting to. Her dad is still very, very Muslim in the old ways and doesn't speak that well English, and all of her family is brought up in America, so they're all good. But it was just an interesting book, interesting way of looking at that life. Maxwell Cook says, I'm catching up, but you didn't give a nice for the NFT selling at 69 million. You're right, I should have. Everyone comment nice down below for that NFT that's over 69 million. I don't know if there's an art piece that ever sold for like, honestly, guys, the art that sold, the stuff that's the fifth painting that just sold for over $100 million for 9 figures, that's a public sale. There are many private sales that the prices aren't released, and they're probably a little higher than that. Again, a lot of the higher end stuff in the markets in Pokemon are private sales. Very few are actually public, because at that upper echelon, some people just don't want to know that other people have it. But us that are out there, we all kind of know each other. To a point, we know who has what cards if they're really big. Again, if you just have a first edition PSA 10 Charizard, okay, well, like 50 people have that. But if you have like a Trophy Kangaskhan or a super secret battle promo, or a trophy card, Pikachu Trophy or Illustrator, yeah, a bunch of people know a bunch of owners of those. That Professor before I go to sleep? Question mark. What do you want before you go to sleep? Pick one. You want me to pick one? Yeah, totally. Yeah, books are great. Books are amazing. John Doe says, I think terraforming will only be worth it if you can make more money than the resources of the tiles can produce. Yeah, and again, if there's a need for it, if there's a need for people to go in, they say, well, I want a beach, and all the beach properties are sold out. Okay, have like 100 different water tiles, terraform, 30 of them to have or 50 of them, however much, or all of them to be land, so they can have a beach there. They can have sand. They can have this. And if you do that, yeah, make money on renting it out. Can't wait for that. That's just going to be insane. John Doe says, and it also makes cheap, janky properties solely for resources more attractive. Yeah, that's what I tell everyone that's new to this game or they don't have a lot of money. Buy a couple of tiles in Chaveztopia, and afterwards, let's say they have $20. Buy $5 worth of tiles in Chaveztopia, $6, $7, whatever. And then the rest, you go and you buy at some place that the new tiles are, let's say, 50 cents or 60 cents. And then you go and look for them in the marketplace. And in the marketplace, you're going to find something for 40, 50, 60% off. And you can get tiles for 30 or 40 cents. And when you do that, buy as many as you can. Bring those resources and that essence over to your plot in Chaveztopia, because that's where there's going to be a lot of foot traffic is. So I cannot wait for that. Absolutely correct. It's like nice. Kevin Kyle says, you probably already talked about it before, Can you tell us the story about Dashi? Will we ever see Dashi merch? Um, Maybe I should make an NFT with Dashi. Everyone's been wanting it for a while. Probably should. I have to learn more about it. But Dashi, I had a friend of mine that was visiting from Austria in 2017, and we were going around New York City, and I was just showing her everywhere, and I was looking outside this place called Lloyd's, and I was looking outside and inside. It was like one of those places that like everything is like $50,000 and above, and she's like, "Oh, can we go in?" I was like, "All right, Lilith, if we go in, we cannot sneeze. Like we can't even breathe." And she's like, "Yeah, we have things like this in Austria all the time." I was like, all right, yeah, well, let's go. So we go in, and I'm like, I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna hurt something. And I see Dashi along with two other doggos like Dashi, and the guy comes up to me, and we start talking, and he's like, "Are you interested?" I was like, "Listen, I don't think I could." He's like, "It's very cheap, $10,000." Like, whoo! I was like, sir, even if it was half that, and you offered that to me, I don't think I could. And he's like, "Let's make a customer out of you. Half, 5,000." Like, I don't even know what this is. I don't even like. Can you tell me about it first? And Dashi and the two other doggos that were with him were made by this one artist who is dead now. And they had a fourth dog, but that owner took that one to the UK. And what happened was, what these guys do is they go to estates and they buy estates. They go through and they take stuff and they buy stuff for pennies on the dollar. And they go and they buy people's estates and they take the art out of there, and then the high end art they put here. And he's like, "Okay, 4,000, could you do that?" And he was very good salesman. Like, if I did that, would you move forward? And I was like, I really can't. And I was like, well, like it would start at 10. Like, why are you offering me like four, like three? Like, is really like it's not worth that much? It's like, it is, but they already had a warehouse full of stuff that they had to move into the store, but things weren't selling. I was like, we just got to move product, and we have another like couple of estates that have to come in, but we don't have anywhere to put it, even in the warehouse. So I was like, he's like, what price would I was like, listen, if you do it for like $2,000, I'll do it right now. He's like, okay, deal. Like, yes! So I got it for like 80% off, and I got Dashi, and Dashi's been my friend ever since. That is the story of Dashi. A Dashi merch, probably in the future, yeah, when things slow down a little bit. I don't know if they'll ever slow down. But yeah, Dashi shirts. I actually have a merch store down below, the Real Randy Chavez merch store. I think I only have one shirt. It says meow, 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 meow. Why don't you have a DC, Randy? Why don't you have a DC? What is DC? Like downloadable content? I'm not sure what DC means. Stuart Inglis says, "What's the main draw card of Chaveztopia versus other developments?" A lot of it is more like democratic. Like, I don't own the whole thing. I own a good amount, but a lot of people, like all the tile artwork and everything, most other people have. But having said that, other people, where they go into a mega city, let's say like British guy Dorkslayer. Just for example, again, I don't know his life, but he's got like an army, like a following army. Anything that I don't know the followers or their lives at all, but I feel like as far as other mega cities go, I'm going to be one of the top like 5 or 10 people that have actual money, where if they want to do something, I have no problem putting in several $100s or even a couple grand, or putting in 10 grand at this point could be a little rough right now. Once I sell that card, yeah, that'd be fine. But yeah, there are some people that do overshadow me. Like, you have Predict. You again, you have other people that could sell some tiles in one area that's not their mega city and bring it into the mega city. Again, Nameless and Tech Ops, they have from Guidebook Gaming. They have so many tiles. Our Realty's got so many tiles. Our Realty's got like more than $500,000 worth of tiles. And real like me that only have $20,000 tile, only have 20,000 tiles. Okay, I have no issue putting in extra money, but some people are just so well capitalized, they put in like 30, 40 grand in the beginning, and that Predict putting in over $300,000, Joker putting over $100,000. Yeah, there's a bunch of people, but for the most part, I think I'm the most interactive with people, as far as streaming twice a day, as listening to people, and I don't know, we just have a good community. It's very, again, the advantage I have is now that I'm retired, if something is time consuming, okay, well, most of these other people have jobs. Not me, not anymore. I can put as much time as I need to in this, because I am that petty. If there's something that needs to be done and it takes like 300 hours worth of work, I'm in. I'm all in. 100% in. Maxwell Cook says, Omi will reunite the Dashi family. Yeah, actually, so I actually have been keeping in touch with him, the owner from the Lloyd store. I think the other 2 dogs are still there. Again, there's one dog that I have to get in the UK. I think he actually has the number where I can contact him, so I gotta do that. Kevin Kyle says, wow, now Dashi is world famous. What a great story. Thanks, no problem. Yeah, Dashi's my bae. Oh my god, I missed the half hour. Oh god. Yeah. What is it gonna be? I did Green Day before, so I'd do anything just to hold you in my arms, to try to make you laugh, but somehow I can't put you in the past. I'd do anything. There we go. Whew, my throat. Okay, we're good. Discord. I don't have a Discord because I get so many messages already, and I already don't pay enough attention to the Discords that I'm in. Also, yes, a good amount of people do use Discord, but I get already so many messages, and I get stressed out a little bit from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok to Twitter to YouTube comments, and adding another stressful thing for me is it's just a little stressful, and I'd rather just keep it as this for now. And also, because I'm streaming for like 3 hours a day, not including talking on the phone to the girlfriend, not including talking on the phone to some clients that still need help from back in the day. I should say back in the day. I just left like 2 months ago. Along with just having, like, I just had dinner with a few friends. So not only did I stream for over an hour this morning, and I had an hour and a half dinner with a couple friends. One of them I haven't seen in a while. Then over an hour long talk with my girlfriend, and then streaming for another hour and a half tonight. I can't be in voice chat. My voice is already destroyed as it is. I would maybe sometimes be in the Gen chat, but again, because I have a whole mess of other stuff, it would be unfair of me to tell people, hey guys, join my Discord, and then I'm just never there. Again, I will do that at some point. I will, and I've had many people ask me, say like, hey, I'll make the Discord for you. And it's like, I don't want people to do that, and then with the assumption that I'll be there, and I'm like, hey, you're never here. What's the point of making a Discord if you're not here? So no, that's going to happen. So I do want to please everyone. I do want to do that. I just need a little more time. I need to figure out how to consistently have an IV drip of honey, but for my throat, and do that. But I do want to. I do know a good amount of communities there, but I can't, like, again, some people are on Facebook only. Some people are only on Instagram. Some people are only on Discord. It's like, I wish we need Woof. We need Woof from The Office, where it goes to the other. That would probably be ideal. Earth2 Invest says, I can't believe I almost missed the story of Dashi. You almost missed the greatest story of our generation. I mean, it's a cool origin story. Yeah, I can't wait to bring more of that. That'll be such a surprise. Where I'm like, hello, gentlemen. And then I have, like, Dashi. I don't know what to call the other ones. I'll let you guys know when I think of it. Maxwell Cook says, wonder if terraforming will involve using a lot of resources to transition. Would make sense. Yeah, it's possible. Like let's say if you're on water, that'd be like a troll. Let's say you go and you say, hey, I don't have any wood, or I don't have any sand, whatever it is. So you want to terraform your tile into sand so you can get sand, but it costs you like 10 sand to get there. It's like, the reason that I want to put it to sand because I don't have sand. I don't have sand to terraform to make it into sand. That type of thing would be so funny. Dark Johnny 6 says, is Donkey Kong on Earth 2? I saw Donkey Kong on your vid. So, not yet. The reason why I put the title of the video is Earth 2 and OMI can be the best investments you can ever make. I 100% believe that. But I put Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong on because I don't know which one's going to be bigger. I don't know if Earth 2 you're gonna 100x your money, or well, you probably will, but it depends at what time, on what time scale. And OMI, yeah, you're definitely gonna 100x your money, but again, we don't know what time scale. We don't know when that's gonna happen. So I don't know which is gonna be Donkey Kong, which is gonna be Diddy Kong. They could both be great apes. They could both be silver bats. They could both be something that, maybe they're equal. That'd be insane. But that's why I put that. But also, Vivi, I'm almost 100% positive, has deals with Nintendo. They have licenses with everyone. With Alfred Kahn, with Alfred Motherflappin' Khan. They definitely have like Hyrule. They definitely have Pokemon. They definitely have all these different things. Again, they have Cars. Cars was leaked as well, which is really cool. So again, another step towards Disney. Dang autocorrect. Kabinski says, "Damn, what a nice feeling it must be to be retired. Do you think I might be able to do that before 30?" Well, if you're 20 now, yeah, I didn't. I left the military, ended in December of 2016 after I just turned 26. And when I started my high risk lending business, underneath the umbrella of another company, through my partner Dan, business partner, I had like less than $3,000 to my name. So, and that was at 26. So you that are starting investing at this young, yeah, you're gonna make a lot of money, and you could definitely do it. But again, I did that because I didn't see friends on a weekday since up until recently. I did not see friends on weekdays. I had a couple relationships die on me. I was surprised I got in this relationship I'm in now because again it's so busy. Like I was literally like it was February, a couple months ago. It was like a couple weeks before I retired. Before I was done. I was sitting on my girlfriend's couch and we were sipping a little whiskey, so I wasn't like saucy though. And she just asked me like, what's wrong? And I told her I was a little stressed. And she's like, well, what's wrong? And then I'm just going over like my schedule to her, and then I start like sobbing. I was just like I work like I'm working like 18 hours a day at that point, and again foregoing relationships, foregoing like giving away my body, like I was not taking care of my body. So doing that is definitely not recommended. That aged me. Like I am not 30. I am the late 30s because I did that for years, and I mean it's great now. Oh God, I love it now. Life is so good, but it's yeah, I did that, and it is not good. Humans should not work that much. That is not recommended at all. But you now that you're 20 again 30, you tell a 40-year-old, yeah, 30, yeah, I might be a little old. No, they will slap you across the face because 30 is not. I don't feel 30. I still feel like I'm in my teens. But as long as you could work half as hard as I did and be retired by 28 maybe. Just don't be stupid with your money. Don't be penny wise and pound foolish, where it's like, oh, should I not spend $3 on a YouTube movie to rent a movie and then go out and get sushi and drinks and spend $100? Don't be penny wise and pound foolish. That's really the thing. Invest smart, invest safe, live beneath your means. Definitely don't. Definitely do not go out and buy a car that you can't afford at like 20% interest, or if you're a single person, you do not need a 2-bedroom. You do not live something very, very small. Again, I was literally in a boiler room before I was in this grandma basement. So I'm not, again, just letting you guys know what I did, how I did it. Kevin Kyle says, what's it like going from military man to cyber celebrity? You're popular E2 spokesman. You seem like a dude everyone can relate to, and you're going to be a household name. Is it weird that you ended up here? That's a lot. Well, honestly, the first year, 2017, I was having a very rough time transitioning because I didn't just go from military and then I took a few months off. No, I finished a deployment, and pretty much as soon as the deployment was over, I started out processing. And I went on vacation a little bit. I went to Europe twice, to Comic-Con, that type of thing. But for the most part, I wasn't in the civilian, like where I was on vacation with my friends in Europe. They were all stationed over there, so it was still in the military thing. So I went pretty much from deployment, where I'm not gonna, after deployment, you're freaking out seeing fat people. You're freaking out seeing kids because you're freaking out seeing grass. Oh my God! When I was in Germany and I saw grass, I was like, oh my God! Like you didn't see grass the whole time it's just sand. I 100% understand where Anakin Skywalker was coming from. Where it's like, I hate sand. It's rough and it's coarse and it gets everywhere. I still shake out my boots. I swear to God, they have sand in them. So going from that to school, which again, military is a little bit more on the conservative side as far as conservatives being there, and going to school where it's just a big shift change, big thing, being around only one type of people for so long, especially in a deployed location, and then going to school, it's like this is a culture shock for sure. And then just not being around my friends that you just love, you form a family, and they going from that to school and just not having my support system, not having anyone, I was just I was just flustered, and I was not okay. I would try to fill the hole with like I think in 2017 I had 4 different relationships, and that they all that would, I had one more relationship in 2018, and that was it. And I was done for literally 2.5 years, until relationship wise, until I met Danielle, and that's just yeah, it was not fun. The mental health was not there, was not good. But then now going from I started focusing on work, and I was okay. Well, that made things better. And going to cyber celebrity, I didn't think that I didn't know 100% where. Well, I didn't expect to find Earth 2. It was just going to be talking about, and you guys like my opinions, you like my open mindedness. I was just going to talk about Pokemon and Tesla, and again, just interview people, have a podcast, just see. I love talking to people. I love going to people at bars and be like, hey, like, what's your story? How'd you get here? You definitely were a baby at one point, and you went through this crazy thing called life, and now you're here. How'd you get there? And I love talking to people about that. So I thought that eventually maybe I could strike a chord with, oh, different conversations. And I didn't think I'd get partnered within a year. Um, when I started the Earth 2 videos, I had like 250 subscribers, and then that changed really quickly. And um, getting partnered was one thing, which again I wasn't ready for. The responsibility, the text messages, but going to spokesman seemed like a dude who can relate. Yeah, definite responsibility. It's weird that I ended up here. If you were to ask me 4 years ago, or when I was in the military, would I be retired at 30 and with my own YouTube channel? No, no way. Even if you asked me last year, hey, you think you're gonna retire next year? No. Last year I was still thinking maybe I could be a millionaire by like 37. And then now it's just definitely within 2 years. Maybe by the end of this year, depending on what OMI does. But yeah, definitely within 2 years. And retired again. I would have said no way. What was that last part? It's weird. Nah, not weird. I just feel a bit of responsibility because some people do take what I say to heart. So I gotta really make sure that what I, not just what I say, but what I do also is right. Because you know, on the internet and nowadays lives are very public. So what you do, and that's why I don't really understand nihilists all that much. So well, nothing is what I do matters. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, maybe the universe will go on, and the world will go on. That doesn't need you, but at the same time, the everything that you do is far more important than you think because it has a ripple effect. You're going to set an example for people that people look up to you, whether you think it or not. Some people do. They respect you for one thing or another, and then being kind of in a smaller spotlight like this, it's like, oh wow. So I really got to be careful because then what if someone really really looks up to me and then I mess up in a really bad way, and then they say like, okay, well, now my hero, the person that I tried to mold myself after, is seen as being like a drunk, or seen as being like a, say I repeat an offensive joke, and they say, oh, they're gonna hashtag cancel him. Yeah, I definitely don't want to have people give up on life because of me. So, so I definitely want to try to set a good example. Dr. Professor says, you can tell that Randy is real. And thanks, Dr. Professor Grabinsky. Dylan says, that was a bop. It was a bop, wasn't it? Maxwell Cook says, well, to make an island in Minecraft, you would have to mine that resource and then transfer it over. Terraforming for sure won't be free. It will come at some sort of cost. Yeah, 100%. You could probably just do it if you don't want to give up resources, just pay money. But at the same time, like it might be cheaper. Okay, put in money and then get those resources and then terraform, whatever it is. Or maybe you get a machine. That would be awesome if it required a machine to terraform. I would buy a bunch of machines and then just rent it out to people. Because maybe buying the machine is $50, but maybe using that machine or renting it, like it only costs $1 to do. So all right, if it only costs $1 to terraform, give me $2 so I can give you the machine. This way I make $1. And you don't have to spend $50, buying a whole machine. So that'd be really great. That'd be really fun. for me anyway. Dr. Professor Kapinski said, "You grinded, guys." Yeah, I grinded a lot. And that's the only thing I need to do. I need to do and lack. Yeah, I mean, grinding is half the battle. I mean, it is not really going to make much sense like grinding if the thing that you're grinding in is only going to make you like $1, like a day or something. But also, again, YouTube, I started because I knew I could make money with it, but I also knew that yeah, I'm not going to get paid for until I get partnered, and I thought that would take a couple of years to do, and I did it within a year, and now it's it can pay a decent amount of my bills, almost all of them. Well, it might even depending on how this month goes, it might pay for rent, and it's something that I'm just so thankful for that I found it. Again, I got lucky that I'm smart enough to be in high risk lending, and I'm good at that, and I got in Tesla when I did because I saw writing on the wall. But there's always opportunities. And the opportunity for a lot of people, I 100% believe, is OMI and Earth 2 Bitcoin. And because again, this is something that's going to 50x. Maybe more and more now you are going to find these things that can 50x and 100x, or 1000x. But not always. That used to come maybe once every decade. But now you're starting to see it more and more, like every 5 years, every couple of years. And now, especially with the rise of altcoins, it's very, very not easy, but it's easy to get lucky. If you put money into 10 different things and 9 of them don't work, but one of them does, well, that more than pays off for the differences. So yeah, a lot more is going to be coming. Kubinski says, I was able to turn 5K into 25K in under 2 years. For the past 5 months, I'm kind of stuck and being lazy. Well, I don't know what you were grinding at, what you were doing, but clearly what you were doing works. So, excuse me, keep that up. Maxwell Cook says, changing jobs is the best thing I ever did for my health. Worked at the same restaurant for 8 years. Learned what I needed to have the food service I've always wanted, but it was killing me. Yeah. Food service is very, very rough. It's very, very hard that some people, they go and they're in there at let's say 11 in the morning, and they don't leave until 3 or 4 at night. You don't leave until the last people leave. They're ordering drinks, they're ordering wine. You're staying, buddy. You're staying. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. It's rough. I do not envy those people. I would not want to be in that. But they make some money. Otherwise, Kabinski again says, otherwise it's against our will. Back in the days, people were going around the world and changing their locations constantly. Yeah, I think what I read on Reddit, I think generally you might get like a 3 to 5% raise each year that you're in, your job. But if you change jobs constantly, you might be able to get an average rate of 7 or 10 or 15% raise each year, which again, you need that because again, the rise of inflation, the cost of that, the inflation tax, I feel like is something that people don't really understand. It's like, okay, well, they print money, the government, and then the cost of goods goes up. Okay, well, that's a tax, and that's a tax that I think nobody talks about. I think people should. And with Joe Biden, again, any government agent, any government president that prints this type of money is just ridiculous. It's not exclusive to Joe Biden. Trump could do it, Bush could do it, Clinton could do it. Printing this money on this scale is just not. It's not feasible long term. You can't do that forever. And it's not like we're going to pay for this in the future. Like we're paying for it right now. Cost of lumber, cost of food, everything's going up. Now the cost of gas, that's a little different because of the hack. But so you can't blame that on Joe Biden. But a bunch of the other stuff, yeah, the administration, I don't think is doing the right thing. Maxwell Cook says, now I'm helping make daiquiri machines for most of the. Oh my God, make me a daiquiri machine, buddy. That'd be great. Let's go have interesting niche. It is an interesting niche. Kevin Kyle says, see, that's why people. Like your live streams. It's casual and you talk about life. People kind of need this, especially with the pandemic. YouTube vids are more than just information. It's important. Thank you. Yeah, that means a lot. Yeah, I like it too. I like the idea of just hanging out with you guys. Like I was telling my girlfriend on the phone before, like, yeah, like I love these streams because yes, I get the content out I need to get out, and that's information that people should have my responsibility as a content creator for OMI, VV, and Earth 2 and whatever else. But also because I see you guys every stream, every single day, and it's like, no, you guys are friends, and I girlfriend's not like this. She's very supportive, but there's some people that always say like, no, are they really like your friends? And they're mostly a lot of older people that you kind of don't understand it. That life was one way for them for a long time, and now that they don't understand that you can have these relationships with these people, and being invited to Dubai and Mexico and Norway and Lithuania and Scotland, like all these different places. I can't wait to go. I want to meet everyone. Are we going to meet in virtual reality? Of course, 100%. And that's going to be one of my favorite things, just chilling in a big room in Chavez-topia, glass windows overlooking it, having some daddy sodas, having some adult beverages, and just talking. Just talking, and maybe have a live stream in there with everyone. Oh God, that'd be so much fun. And then, yeah, just again, meeting people in real life is putting faces to names and everything. It's really fun. Maxwell Cook says, I'm loving it. I'll let you know when my food business gets going, though. It's 420 friendly. Heck yeah, is all I will say. My man, keep it up. Dark Johnny 6 says, Michael, same here. Working full time at some jobs are stressful. Sometimes the workers and not the work. Yeah, that's true. So you gotta, yeah, especially like if you're working with people that becomes your family. You spend more time with the people you work with than you do your own family. It's rough. Maxwell Cook says, Dark, I have learned middle management is a horrible place to be, especially if in a MA and a master's or PA place that's not corporate. Yeah, that sucks. JP says, screw 9 to 5. I'm using all my money to invest into OMI, short or long term. Really doesn't matter. I need $4 million after taxes, so $6.5 million gross. Okay. I mean, let's say if you have $1 million, if you have 6.5 million OMI, then, or if you get that, yeah, that'll be your 4 million. But I agree 100%. This is something that right now it's a once in a lifetime deal, but probably have something similar in 5 or 10 years. And in, let's say in 10 years, say when I'm 40, this is $3 a coin. And I go and I sell, let's say out of the 20 million coins I have at that point, let's say I have, I sell 10%, 2 million coins, I get $6 million, or, 4 million after tax, whatever. And well, if there's a new thing, I have no issue putting in $1 million into something at that point, because I have so much more elsewhere. I can afford to lose that. But that's insane thinking I could afford to lose that at that point. But that's true. Like, imagine, and I know it's going to be hard, because it was hard for me when the first, let's say like 2018, where I was worth more than $30,000 for the first time in my life. And it's hard to imagine being worth 6 figures and being worth 7 figures. And but some people now that are putting in $10,000 or even $1,000 into OMI, yeah, you're going to be, that 4 figures is going to be worth 5 figures very, very soon, probably by the end of this year. And when that happens, again, that's just going to 10 cents. So you put $1,000 in now, that can 20x. Now it's $20,000 at 10 cents. And then in 5 years later, when it 10x's again, okay, that's not $20,000 anymore, it's $200,000. You are setting yourself up for such an increase. Again, in my opinion, but that's why. And right now, I only put maybe 20-something thousand. What I have, 5.6 million OMI, but maybe it might be easier for some people when I eventually do put that additional 150 in there. But I say, putting my money where my mouth is. Yeah, and staking is going to be so important. So it's not just going to make you money on that end, but staking the OMI is going to make you money on that end as well. Do you play WoW? WoW? I don't play WoW. Aria Realty does. He plays WoW. Aria Realty, he's got like a whole league and everything. Kevin says, are you artistic, music, art, acting? I actually have a piano right there. I played violin for 7 years. I did very well with that, and then I do play piano. But I can't read music with piano. What I have to do is I have to, oh geez, oh god, I have to draw a keyboard, and then after I draw the keyboard, I have to, okay, where's the first finger going? 1, 2, but it's much easier than you would think. And then after you hear it, and then you look at it, and then you play it. After you draw the keyboard, you draw 1, 2, 3, so that's what I do. It's a really unorthodox way of learning, apparently, but that's the easiest for me. And it's again, I do it as long as they're relatively easy songs. I could do that relatively easily. I could learn like a new song in like 20 minutes. And then I'm a very good writer as well. So, all right, what do we got here? We got, the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. That is an hour that we have been going on. All right, moving on. Acting. Well, if you haven't seen some of my promos, like Chavez Topia declares war on the Kraken, or Gibraltar and Alpha Kingdom like to fight. Yeah, I'd like to think I'm a pretty good actor. I like to think I actually like to think I'm one of the best actors that I know. Not like trying to pat myself on the back, but maybe it's more manipulative. I can act like I'll give you two different stories. One is a lie, and one is true. I have to think of one. I have to think of which one is going to be which though. Okay, so one of which is that me and this cat, I'll just say his name. His name is George. When we were younger, we worked at an animal hospital and we were doing some cleaning, specifically the roof of it. And this was like a good 20 feet up, and we were both into wrestling. And I jumped down and I landed up. That miraculously, nothing was broken. But I jumped down. I was like, "Catch me!" And he did, like a boss. He fell on his butt, and that was It was 2006, summer of 2006. It was George. He used to work at the deli, and then he worked there because his aunt worked there with me at the animal hospital. We never told anyone about that. It's actually the first time telling that story. The other one is this kid Kevin. I won't say last name just in case. In 5th grade, he had a peanut allergy. And after Halloween one day, me and this kid Dave, we were trick-or-treating with this guy Dom. I won't say his last name, but we like ditched him. He was a little on the chunky side at the time, so we just ditched him and we ran away. Again, it was 5th grade. We didn't, we weren't. It wasn't like we weren't leaving him like the city or whatever in a dangerous spot. We got loads of like Reese's peanut butter cups was one of my favorite candies ever. So that next day after Halloween, we bring a lot of our candy into lunch. We didn't eat lunch. we just ate candy. And Kevin, at that point, he had a peanut allergy. Not so bad that he couldn't be in the same room as peanuts, but so bad that if he ate it, no, he could die. So he says, "I can't anymore. I have to know what it tastes like." And he takes a Reese's peanut butter cup and he eats it, and he takes his EpiPen and he stabs himself in the leg and he says, "Call a lunch monitor." And he goes, that kid had so much balls. Oh my God, I will never forget that. So which one was the truth? Which one was the lie? I'll let you know. When I get down there. JP says 60 million OMI. Who has JP? Do you have 60 million OMI? Are you the biggest OMI in because Investor Ali has 50? If you have 60, oh my God, that's incredible. Big Daddy JP, keep it up. Wow. Even when I put in 150 grand, I won't have that much. Maybe I'll have half that, but good for you. I'm jealous. I'm a little jelly, very jelly. What are you going to do with all that money, JP? Ever play with a band? Orchestra when I was in high school. Orchestra was and middle school too, but outside of that, no. Maxwell Co's 9-to-5 jobs are not what they're out to be. I like my 5-to-1 banks, and other 9-to-5 open when I get off. Speaking of which, I should get to bed soon. Got that overnight tomorrow. Yes. Good night, Maxwell Cook. You have a good one. Yeah. John Doe says, imagine if someone bought 1 billion OMI. So some of the owners, some of the people that first started with this, they have a couple billion OMI each. It's a lot. That they're gonna be billionaires. Maxwell Cook says, overtime equals more OMI. Heck yeah, you'll get that bread, Maxwell Cook. You'll get that bread. Heck yeah, bro. Oh, the doors. And Earth 2 Invest knows the doors. Heck yeah. Goodbye, Dr. Professor Kabrinsky. You are going to sleep. Goodbye, senor. Just have a good one, guys. Take care. Never stop grinding like I did for the last 5 months. Makes you kind of unhappy. Yeah. Yeah, I grinded for years. I know what you mean. Maxwell Cook says, but did he love the Reese's? He absolutely loved the Reese's. Who is the one that asked me if I was a good actor? Um, oh god, I don't even see. I don't even see where it. Real one. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out as I'm scrolling here. Ignore my perplexed face where I look like that girl with the meme, like trying to figure something out. 420 friendly. Yep. Corporate. 6.5 million. Wow. Oh, Kevin Kyle. Here's the one that says you're artistic. So I'm not. Alex says, "Morning, bro. What's happening?" Alex. All right. So basically, we went over. I'll go over it again real quick. Uh, what we see is people in the VV OMI universe saying that, yeah, why would I wait? Why would I continue to have my money in OMI when it's only going to get to 25 cents by like 20 in the next couple of years? I was like, okay, well, you're 50xing your money in a couple of years. Like, even if that was true, which I think we're going to get 25 cents much faster, but the amount of impatience that people had, that's why I was very like, oh. But then Vivi and Omi, they did confirm DC Titans, Teen Titans, and they confirmed Cars, and the Cars, the animated series that they have, the movies, and then Earth 2. When Aria Realty made a video, a bunch of people were making videos, including me, about the leak of the resources. The Earth 2 official Facebook, they actually responded to Aria Realty, said this vid is fire. Like, it was good. Like, they didn't correct them. And Aria Realty had said, hey, we're doing this, we're going to get Earth 2 Marketplace, we're going to get resources very, very soon, like in the next couple of days soon. And Earth 2 did not correct him. They did not say, no, that's not our timeline. They just said this vid is fire. They had the perfect chance right there to respond and correct, but they did not. So that leads me to believe that it's going to come soon. Maybe they're playing some type of 5D chess. I don't know. It's crazy. JP says retire and do nothing. Yeah, absolutely. Dark Johnny 6 says, Randy, was there any full-time jobs you loved? I loved the veterinary field. That was, I loved that. I would, when I was younger, I didn't know any better, I was like, yeah, I'd do this for free. I'd do this as a career, where I was just picking up dog. Like 85% of my job was cleaning. But I loved it because, you got to be with animals. And for, my parents, that back in the day, they didn't really, I had a dog. But for the most part, I was like the weird one that, like, I love animals so heckin' much because they were cool, they were awesome, they never expected anything of you, they always loved you, and people just weren't like that. And just, oh, mom and dad aren't watching this, but definitely mom was the type of person's like, okay, well, what are you getting me for Christmas? And God forbid I get the wrong fucking thing. Excuse my language, I know it's going to demonetize me. It's like, okay, well, then just pissed off at me for not getting the right thing. Like, that messed me up for a long time, thinking that, oh, you only love a person based on the type of gift you get them. That is such BS. That's why, like, I hate materialism. That's why I always live in places because I just no, like, you love. Don't expect gifts. Don't expect anything. Like, you be thankful for what you have, not what you're missing, and be thankful for just the time that you spend with people. Just like there are some times where I tell my friends, like, hey, they say, hey, listen, I really can't make it to New York right now. It's the flight, it's the money. I was like, listen, I'll pay for your ticket. Just come. I just want to see you. I don't care about the money. Don't pay me back. I just want to see my friends. Like, it's like I don't care about traveling to Europe and how much it costs, because there's people there that I served with, people that I love, that I just won't see unless I do that. So, what the hell was this question? Full-time jobs I loved. Yeah, the animal hospital, because animals just are so pure, and I love them so much. I would have, but that, because you're bigger animals that you can't put up on the table, that you have to, animal hospital, they all have tile floors. You have to kneel down and restrain a dog in a way that you can take blood safely, and you can do things safely to them, and treat them safely, but you're literally like on your knees. And I did that for almost 9 years, on my knees for hours a day at a time, dogs wiggling back and forth. So it's just a lot of so that really messed me up. But it was to the point where, okay, I can still run, I can still do, I have pain whenever I do it, but I joined the military because I was still in shape. Like, I could still do that. Military, most of it sucked. Well, no. it was just hard, and a lot of it did suck. But that was the best job ever because you know you did something at the end of the day. You know you feel that what you did literally made a difference, whether it's downrange, whether it's at home. It's like, okay, well, yeah, you never had that feeling of, well, I feel inadequate. No, like you definitely feel important because they overwork you, but it's with some of the best friends you'll ever make. Yeah, so I would say that. I don't think I ever really had a job I hated. Like I never had one of those horror stories because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. Um, yeah, there were some people that I hated, um, that I very much disliked. But now it's good. Um, for the most part, I try not to. The people I don't like, I just don't associate with them, or try not to. Alex says, "Are we at $1 yet?" Not yet. We're at about a half a penny right now, maybe a little bit less than that. Dollar, I'm still thinking 2025. Yeah, I'm around that time. Kevin Kyle says, "Why are you in New York? Is that where you're from? Is that where the family is? I'm jealous of Americans with all the amazing places you can live, like Hawaii, LA, Alaska, Canada. It's kind of all the same." There are many different types of America. Like you can go from like one, like let's say like backwoods West Virginia where there's still Ku Klux Klan members, and then less than 1,000 miles away you could have New York City in Brooklyn, known as the Gayborhood, where everyone there's gay, and Black Lives Matter, and there are so many different types of Americas. There's the Northeast, which very very cold in the winter, but it kind of gets all four seasons. Um, Florida, which is mostly summer, a little bit of spring, and that's it. California, which is just on fire for like 2 months out of the year. So yeah, there's a bunch of different Americas that you can live in. But I live in New York because, for the most part, this is where I was raised. For the most part, this is where a lot of my friends are. Well, more than 50%, maybe 50% of my friends, a majority of them are here in New York. My girlfriend's here. Both my businesses were here. Technically, they're still here. I didn't close them down. I didn't like dissolve the LLCs. And yeah, I mean, mom and dad are down in South Carolina, but if I'm gonna move, it's gonna be somewhere I want, was like Texas, North Carolina, or Florida. But the girlfriend said Florida. I was like, I'm in. We can't wait. Yeah, Hawaii is very expensive. Alaska's too cold for me. Canada, again, we can't go to right now because of the travel ban. But yeah, Canada's cool. Junior Sanchez says, "What do you think OMI might hit by the end of the year?" What I think it's going to hit and what it can hit are two very different things. I think it'll be about 10 cents by the end of the year. That's my base case. My bear case is around 6 cents. My bull case is between 12 and 15 cents. But there are a couple people that are as smart as me, maybe, or even more. Again, I don't know. I'm issuing an IQ test. Taps Trades and a couple of other people, but specifically Taps Trades is very intelligent. That's what he does for a living, is stocks and crypto trading. And even though I dabbled in that, I was in finance myself, but stocks and crypto, I pick out winners, but that's not what I did for a living. Mine was just high risk lending. So I'm very good at data analysis, but we differ on a couple of things, and we disagree on two different things. He thinks that price by the third quarter for OMI, by like August, September, will reach anywhere from 16 to 20 cents by August or September. And in that same breath, he also says we're going to go into a crypto winter, where he says that by December, that altcoin, most altcoins, but specifically OMI as well, will take a 80 to 90% haircut, meaning that it could be worth 2 to 4 cents by the end of the year, because it'll get that big of a haircut. I don't think that'll happen. I think it's going to be more of a steady uptick. It'll jump a little bit when it gets released on Binance and when they announce Pokemon Disney, but yeah, this is something that it is stupid undervalued right now. When this blows up, it's going to blow up, and it's going to be very very big, very very big. IMAO, what a monster. Oh, LMAO, oh, or to invest. Yeah, that was some rough times back in the day. National Coast Kevin. Be nice if you come hang out in LA with me though. We have crawfish, alcoholics, Mardi Gras. Oh, LA, you meant Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana's great. Um, and well, it's something you have to see for yourself. Yeah. Maxwell Cook, next time I go to Louisiana, where are you in? Are you in like New Orleans? Are you in Abbeville? Let me know where you're at. Kim Kyle says, deal. John Doe says, do you believe in God? Oh, okay, we're going here. I believe that there is something out there, like this whole universe is too beautiful and too mathematically correct for it to just be by chance. I don't know one way or the other whether it's God or a God that somebody else worships. There's no God but Allah, Muhammad is prophet, or there's there's like 1,000 different gods, or if it is the God that a lot of people pray to as a Christian nation, and or as God, family, and country. I don't know. If there is a God, I don't think that it's the same God that everyone prays to, and I think it would be something what we would think of a God. And again, this is just my crazy alien conspiracy theorist here, is that we are a computer system, we are a matrix, and it's so advanced that it's like, okay, well, doesn't there have to be code for them to put thoughts into our brain? Well, maybe, or maybe it's we're their version of AI. We're the artificial intelligence of them, and we're just going in by ourselves, and they give us the ability to learn, which we do. We learn on our own. We learn at different rates. We learn different things, and but it's all in one computer system that maybe we can't get out of. God, again, I'm not going to say yes or no because I don't know. I have no idea. That's just my take on it. I hope that somewhat answers your question. Dark Johnny 6 says, since you're in the military, you get some discounts at some places. Yeah, I actually don't really go. I actually don't even ask. I just go and oh God, Veterans Day though. Oh my God, Veterans Day. Do I go and get all the free meals? I will go to Red Lobster, and I'll go to Outback Steakhouse, and I'll go to Texas Roadhouse, Red Robin, and I just yeah, I get a bunch of different free food there. But you can go to Lowe's and like Home Depot, and they give you some pretty sweet discounts as well for being a veteran. And there's some people that'll ask, like, oh, do you honor veterans discounts here? And most places will say yes. Some places like, we don't. And some people they kind of righteously say like well, you ask. If they do, great. If they don't, no big deal. And but you earned it, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, that's a good point. I just feel weird about asking, oh yeah, veterans. I don't know. I just feel weird about asking. I feel like I'm like expecting something, or they think I'm going to expect something, which I don't. But if I see like, oh, veteran parking, I love that. But if they have a sign that says veterans have a 5 or 10% off, yeah, sure. Yeah, oh, hey, my card. Can I get my 10% off, please? Whatever it is. Yes, your LOA is Louisiana. John Doe says, I'm traveling around the U.S. full time, and I'm amazed by how many people are friendly, smart, and how stupid / inconsiderate people can be. Yeah, it's a really broad spectrum. Really, really broad spectrum. I was actually, yeah, that is all I would say about that. I was going to bring in a Jordan Peterson thing into it, but doesn't really have too much to do with this. I do love, though, that people are all individuals. I've never met two exactly the same. They're all very interesting. Yeah, I like that. Molester. Molester. Love that name. Was basic training tough? It more sucked than anything. Like there was almost, for Air Force, there's not a lot of physical activity. It's mostly just sitting in classrooms and going over stuff, and it's just death by PowerPoint. I mean, yeah, they make you run, but you don't like get to hit the gym. Like you don't get to go and like work out. Like I would love that, but no, but it's weird. Some people go into basic training like never lifted a finger before, like they've never worked out a day in their lives, and then they go into training and they gain like 20 pounds of muscle. It's like, what because they get those newbie gains. Where I go into basic training and I lost like 20 pounds of muscle. Like so many people lost so much weight. It's really incredible that at tech school you see some people like beaming with confidence because they're in the best shape they've ever been in, and some other people they're just depressed because they're in the worst shape they've ever been in. Because eight weeks without really working out, you do some push-ups and you do, but it's really not something that, yeah, I don't like. I mean, it's definitely needed because they prepare you for deployment. They sleep deprive you. You are not getting a lot of sleep. I think on my 3-day pass, I slept for a good part of that, just because I still think that it took me like a couple of months to catch up on sleep after that. And then when I came back from deployment, same thing. Whew, did I need sleep? There's a reason why military members get 2 weeks R&R after deployment, because you because you get you need it. You're so burnt out. Are apartments or hotels worth it? Sorry about that. I think it depends on like your lifestyle and how happy you'll be. Me, again, I'm happy here in this grandma basement. I'm happy here. I would be anxious if I had a 2-bedroom apartment because I feel like again, maybe it's the military in me where deployed, okay, you get a cot that's this wide and your stuff goes under it, and that's how much room you have. Like that's literally how much room you have for the whole deployment. And you're in like a tent with like, it's a big tent, but with like 12 other guys, like, okay, well, yeah, and there's a guy above you too. So it is, I'm fine with something very small, but with something big, I feel like, okay, well, I need to rent it out because I'm not using that space, or something along those lines. I get very anxious with too much space. But so apartments, depending on what you're comfortable with. But some people they're like, I cannot live in this small place. I feel like I'm claustrophobic. I feel like I'm this. So they need a 2-bedroom. Hotels, I think, are worth it. Like, the bad part about small apartments, especially me with no bed, is, especially also because this place doesn't allow pets. Like, I can't bring my girlfriend here because of the no pets thing. But also, like, the last girl I was with before Danielle, I couldn't bring her to my place of residence because it was too small. So I would spend like $100 or $200 a week on hotels, and let me tell you, that was fun. But it was, yeah, hotels are nice once in a while, but getting them every week, you don't get sick of them. You get sick of spending the money on them because it's like, oh man, that point's probably worth it for an apartment. John Doe says, Maxwell Cook, my grandparents are in Pecan, Louisiana. I love it, except all the large bugs and dead alligators on the road. Oh, damn. Have you ever had fried alligator? Pretty good, but yeah, large bugs is probably something I'm not going to be looking forward to in Florida. Kevin Kyle says, what do you think about the theory that we're living in a simulation? You know about the double slit experiment. It basically shows that reality is weirder than we thought. Yeah, I definitely believe in that simulation. Again, ones and zeros, we're living in a simulation. Yeah, 100%. That's the camp that I fall into. I'm not sure what the double slit theory is 100%, but when you say that it basically shows that reality is weirder than we thought, I really wanted to get into climate change and really see, like, because it's such a hot topic. It's such, no pun intended, and it's such a divisive topic as well. You're either like on one side where, like, it's really weird. You're one side where you're super right, where just, oh, nothing's happening, humans aren't doing, like, whatever, and then you have the super left be like, you're murdering people when you fart, cows, like, it's just, there's no one in the middle, as like there has to be, like, and I've seen some people say, like, okay, well, listen, global warming's definitely a thing, it's definitely happening, and as I get into it, I think, okay, yes, it's definitely happening. Are humans responsible for it? Well, taking carbon out of the ground and putting it in the atmosphere is definitely not helping, but also the fact that this has happened probably dozens of times before when humans weren't even around. Again, ice ages happen, So the Earth is just a lot older and weirder than anyone really gives it credit for. So I don't think that humans are helping at all, but they're definitely, I don't think they're the cause of global warming. Like, it's not from humans that this is happening. Um, and that being said, again, just my dive into that is just come to the realization that the Earth is very old and it's very strange and it's very weird. So I'm not sure what the double slit theory is. Comment down below if you know. Um, but yeah, reality glitch in the matrix on Reddit. There's things that just don't add up. They just do not make sense. Like, you read these stories about how this family's dog was like licking the air, like it was licking someone's hand. And it's like, yeah, and they took it to the vet, and no, well, nothing was happening, and then 20 likes, thank you guys, 20 likes, $20 in super chats, and then they eventually, after a couple months or whatever, they realized that actually the land or the house that was built on the land was actually the burial site of a girl. And when they were doing some excavating in the backyard, oh, okay, well, this is weird. So after a little while, they bring the girl into a final resting place, and ever since then, the dog is no longer licking a hand that wasn't there, which is most likely a ghost of a girl that nobody could see, but the dog could see. Just stuff like that is really weird, man. And that's not even a glitch in the Matrix. That's just a ghost story. And you have hundreds, thousands, millions of examples like that. Yeah. Moving on. John Doe says Pecan Island. Pecan? Oh, okay, gotcha. Axel Cook says, sadly, I'm in North Louisiana, away from most Cajuns. Have you heard of Louisiana Tech Bulldogs? That's my town, not my college. Got accepted, but said college isn't for me. Yes, agreed. Same here. Maxwell Cook, you ever watch Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island? Is there any local lore there? Darjan says, do you like the Matrix movies? So, some people are going to get a little hot at me for this. I've never seen a Matrix movie all the way through. I know it came out when I was a little smaller, when I was a little younger, and even with as I got older, I never sat down and watched them. I have seen different bits and pieces of it on TV, but I've never seen one of them all the way through. I'm sure I could maybe throughout. Yeah, I haven't seen them. Bye-bye. Maxwell Cook says, bye-bye, Dash. You see you Monday morning, Randy. Unless you have a video this weekend. I might have something this weekend. I'll let you know. P.S. Please start watching Upload on Amazon. I will try, Maxwell Cook. I promise. Kevin Kyle says, what's with the hoodie? What's the story with the hoodie you wear? Paranormal? So the hoodie that I do, I'm surprised you recognize that. So yeah, there is one hoodie that I have that says like Supernatural Paranormal Investigators, but it's actually my friend Ashley's mom's. My friend Ashley, I was so cold one night, she gave me a sweatshirt that was a little too big on her, but it was her mom's, and it kind of fit me, a little small. And I'm actually going to go see them in a couple weeks, first weekend in June. Very, very excited about that. I finally get to give that sweatshirt after like 7 years back to its original owner. Like, hey, this is yours. I can't wait to see her face when I give that to her. That's going to be so special. I'm so excited for that. John Doe says, Maxwell Cook, whenever I go to LA, I always go by Sulphur. Not sure if it's true, but up north, record from Hurricane Katrina is still there. Wow. Wow, that's incredible. Sinox says, super late. Maxwell Cook says, I always believed in animals having an extra sense about things. Yeah, animals are incredible. They're very mysterious creatures. Kevin Cow says, basically, the double slit experiment shows that a photon can split and interfere with itself sometimes, but that's not even the weird part. When scientists look to observe it, it stops happening. When they look away, it happens. It's like reality knows what you're observing. Yes, I have, dude, quarks and fermions and all those different things. Things go absolutely insane when you go micro, when you go super small. Theoretical physics is just bananas, and I don't think we're ever gonna fully it took 50 years to confirm the Higgs boson. I remember when that happened. I remember it's like 2012. I remember like looking, I was like, and I had just read a book about the Higgs boson before that announcement. I was like, whoa, And I remember my dad's like, "What's that?" And I just go to, and he's like, "What the fudge, dude?" And I was like, "I know, you don't understand. It's so cool." But that's kind of the lonely part about studying that type of thing, like quantum and theoretical physics, where it's a very small community. Like there are very few people that know who Leonard Susskind is, or Michio Kaku, or Edward Witten. A lot of those people are just only famous in the physics community. So, yeah. Nisa Games, what up? Nick Batchelder said that's crazy. Must see Matrix. Yeah, I know. I'm a bad nerd fan. Johnny Six says, "Are you thinking about buying Dogecoin or probably not?" But I mean, I'm definitely thinking about it more now that Elon's talking to the developers. But I'm still not on board yet. Again, even if Dogecoin goes to $1 at this point, or even $2, okay, at 4x's, well, OMI's gonna like 20x by the end of this year, and Bitcoin's gonna definitely more than 4x as well. So I'm not tripping. I'm not one to say like, oh, let me get into this so it can 4x. And that's absolutely bananas for me to say, because again, if you're doing anything over 12% interest each year, you're beating the S&P 500, which classical investing is like, you're a god, you know. These games says, did I miss the E2 resource opinions? I only just finished work. No problem, these games. I'll get up to you right now. Wow, you're working late. The E2 resource opinions, what we're thinking, really what I went over this yesterday or this morning, I'll go over it again, is that I think when you see that screenshot of the resource leak, it's a person has land, has tiles on the ocean, and they have tiles on the sand and in the woods, and that's where they're getting all these resources from. So you're going to be able to get a bunch of different resources from only a couple of tiles, which is very interesting. And what I think is really what the big takeaway from that is, when Ari Realty posted a video to the Earth 2 official Facebook group, the Earth 2 official Facebook group, they actually responded, which they don't respond to me, but I digress. And they responded and they said, hey, this is a very fire video. And Ari Realty said in that video, even on the title, it said Earth 2 Phase 2 coming soon, like in a couple of days soon. And Earth 2 didn't say, no, he's wrong. They didn't make a correction on it. They just said fire video. So either they were lazy and they just commented on something that they thought was cool, or that's their way of saying Phase 2 is coming soon, which I'm not ready for. I don't have enough money. I need to get more money to put into that. So it has now been an hour and a half. Our next song is, well, I'm gonna love you till the heavens start the rain, and I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky for you and... Sorry. Misfit Moore says, imagine, Randy, if there will be fairly realistic animals in E2, Chavez Animal Sanctuary. Yeah, I'm 100%. I want to tame animals. I want to have a sanctuary. I want to ride a T-Rex into battle. I want to... excuse me, guys, while I get some water. I'm going to die real quick. Give me 10 seconds, guys. Oh, my God. Look at her butt. Nope. Yeah, the animals will be great. Like, if anyone has seen that the new Pokemon video with Katy Perry with her song Electric, there's a normal Katy Perry that has a Pikachu, and there's a young Katy Perry that has a Pikachu that was just following it. It was so heckin' adorable. I want to squeeze it, and I hope they give us the option for an animal to follow us around, because that will make my year. I just have a little buddy, a battle buddy with you. And something that you can go and just carry with you forever and always. And although, I mean, just the way my mind goes, I think that might be sad, because when one day, let's say 30 years from now, somebody passes on, well, who's going to control that avatar? What's going to happen to that little buddy that, is that, and it's never going to play again? Oh my God, my feels. I'm going to make myself sad. Move on to another question. Nick Batchelder says, technology is increasing exponentially. I think our understanding of things will grow exponentially with it. I hope so. But also, I think that some people aren't ready for certain things. Some people are accepting. Some people are just like, oh, well, this. Some people are very, very not impressed by things. Like they'll say, like, hey, we just like we just cured this disease. Like, okay, what are you working on next? Like, does that benefit me? No, I don't have that disease. Work on something else. Like, which helps scientists, always go after the next thing. But sometimes people just aren't ready for things. A big scientific breakthrough. They're like, oh, like the fact that they had created embryos. Was it human eggs with? It was macaque embryos with human DNA, and the reason they did that is because, okay, well, it's illegal to sell human DNA, but it's not illegal to sell, or it's illegal to sell human organs, but it's not illegal to sell animal organs. So if you have a macaque monkey with human organs that are compatible with humans, okay, well, that can save lives. But then if you do that, well, what if you have, a macaque that's mostly macaque, but its genitals are human, and another macaque that has human genitals as well, and then, well, they could possibly have a human baby. Or if they, what if this macaque has sentience and it can communicate and talk and has intelligence? Like, there's a whole list of questions, and some people are just like, Planet of the Apes, Planet of the Apes. I've seen this movie. Doesn't end well. Doesn't end well. Kill them all. Kill them with fire. It's like, whoa, wait. Some people just aren't ready. Some people get shock factor. Maxwell Cook says, I love that Scooby-Doo movie. There are plenty of stories down here, though. One of the seasons of American Horror Story, Coven, is based down here. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that. I like American Horror Story, too. Kevin Kyle says, what do you miss that has been restricted because of the pandemic? Live music, social gatherings. In New York, yeah, we didn't have a gym for my mental health went in the toilet. I did not have a gym. I lost my body. That was one of the worst things like that. Yeah, that was not good. But outside of that, yeah, I miss going to shows. I miss moshing. I miss going to, I miss going crazy. I miss rock shows. I miss going out dancing. I miss comedy. But again, that's in New York. If you go down to Florida, nobody's wearing masks. No, everyone's out. They're all doing their thing. And yeah, I got more than 25 likes. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so that's why I'm moving to Florida as well. I don't like the way that New York handled the pandemic. I don't like, the pontification and the finger blaming and just and now that Cuomo's daughter's getting married, yeah, now they're releasing, reducing all the restrictions. I hate some people. I want to be in a free state. I don't need the government to tell me what to do. I dislike that a lot. But yeah, definitely the live music, definitely the social gatherings. Yeah. But gym definitely the most. Dr. Johnny Six says 3D printing is very interesting when it comes to technology. It is. And that's a story I loved where you had this one guy, older guy that had Parkinson's, and the pill that he had to take for Parkinson's, it was so small. He's like, well, they try to, because obviously you shake a lot when you have Parkinson's, so he's trying to shake out one of the pills, all of them go everywhere. So this engineer found that video on TikTok, and he made his own TikTok, and he said, okay, well, here's my open source patents for, this. If I don't have a 3D printer, but if you have a 3D printer, it's open source patent for a small machine that is very, very cheap to produce. It should use less plastic than a McDonald's toy, and it'll be able to help this person press a button or whatever, and it gets a pill out for him. And a couple of engineers found it and said, yeah, we could do this. We have 3D printer. And they made sure that the patents were still open source and that it was very cheap, and everything was donated to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which he has Parkinson's, he shakes a lot. And that was used. That's just people off a whim using 3D printing and technology to help. Just humans coming together to solve a problem. Humans are very remarkable. They really are. I love them. Nisa Game says, will there be any fees for importing timber from Brazil to Antarctica? Just a thought. There might be, but also you might have to make an EPL, like a teleportation from one place to another. Now, it would make sense, yeah, if somebody has a plane. Okay, we'll use that plane to carry all your lumber. Because there's got to be a way to transport it. because they said you're not going to have this magical sack like a Mary Poppins bag you to shove everything into, and then transport it with you. So probably vehicles are definitely going to be one of the ways to do that. So it might not be a cost to transport it, but it might be a cost to get the vehicles to transport it, or to pay somebody with a vehicle to transport it for you. Like if you're moving 10 pieces of wood, give them a piece of wood to transport for you. Okay, that makes sense. That type of deal, and that's another way to create jobs as well. Have a gorilla sanctuary in Rwanda. Oh, that's great. They're so cool. They're so awesome. Which Pokemon is your favorite? You may have said it a while back. Well, I have a couple in the first generation. I have Arcanine, Charizard, Moltres, and Mew. But over the last couple of years, there's these two Pokemon. One is called Skunky. It's kind of like a skunk Pokemon. And its evolved form is called Skuntank. And why I like them is that I have anosmia. Now, I lost my smell in Kuwait, so I don't have a sense of smell anymore. But the anosmia makes it so that I still have a taste, surprisingly, but I don't smell. And in the Pokedex entries for Skunky and Skuntank, is that they smell naturally because, again, they're skunks. So in my mind, not many trainers would want them because they would smell. But for me, that doesn't have a sense of smell, they can smell as bad as they want. I'll still love them. They need love too. So I've really taken a liking to that Pokemon. Yeah. Kevin Kyle says, Earth 2 site says we are making Ready Player One a reality. Have you read the book? I've seen the movie. I have not read the book. Although I do recall in the book, because I had friends that read it, said that the girl was supposed to be like a little disfigured, was supposed to be kind of ugly, and then the movie she was like super pretty, and it had like maybe like a scar on her face or a birthmark or whatever. So a couple of my friends were pissed about that. But no, the movie was great. I haven't read the book yet. Heard it was great. Maxwell goes, I'll watch the rest in the morning. Yep, you have a good one, Maxwell Cook. They commented on E2 meta with the E2. Oh, interesting. It says, you have the best music choices. Thank you very much. Could I have a quick recap? Yeah. Earth 2 has commented on Earth 2 metas and Aria Realty's videos, saying that it's going to the moon and this video is fire. And Aria Realty said Earth 2 is coming out with Phase 2 in a couple of days, and Earth 2 did not correct him. So that's a big takeaway for that. So we're not sure of their timeline. It could be very quick. It could be very, very quick. And then for Vivi and Akomi, they have confirmed Cars, and they have confirmed DC Titans, which is the live-action version of Teen Titans. And other people just saying like, oh yeah, well I heard people saying it's only going to be 25 cents, in a couple of years. Like, well, that's 50x in a couple of years. So yeah, people are just impatient. This is for a long-term hold, but again, short-term, you're still going to make a lot of money. Dark Johnny 6 says, do you have a lot of friends and family? I have a decent amount of friends now in crypto. A family, no, they're all older, so they don't dabble. But friends, yes. John does. Have you tried pushing your boundaries to see what you can still smell? Yeah, I've tried. When I say everything, I've tried everything. Well, I actually haven't tried skunk or honey badgers, but I have tried bleach. I've tried alcohol, like not like, well, actual alcohol too, but like actual alcohol, like swabs, like the one that you put on your arm before doctors take blood. Farts, like stink bombs, like anything, and like nothing. Like I've like gotten deep up in there, and yeah, nothing works. Anyway, guys, my throat is killing me, so I gotta go. But I love you all. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. All right. Mr. Mojo Rising. Mr. Mojo Rising. Mr. Mojo Rising. Rising. Would you sing my song on one of your sponsor breaks next video? Here's the YouTube link. Watch it. Yes. Comment the link or message me the link, because sometimes the links don't work. Sometimes YouTube takes it off. So definitely message me the link, and yes, I will definitely do that next, maybe tomorrow. Bye bye. Stay hydrated. Message me, Kevin Kyle. I love you guys. Goodbye. Thank you, Ray Thax, for the super chat. Meow, 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 meow. Right through.